How do I unlock my creativity when writing my book? That's the question we're going to answer here today. How do you unlock that creativity? Because you may be thinking you have an idea or you want to write a book, but a book is like 200 pages. How are you going to come up with all the stuff to put in there? And how do you add the best stuff in there? Here today, I'm going to share 4 strategies with you to be able to unlock your creativity so you can easily map out a 200, 300, 400 page book with the ideas that you already have inside of you that are waiting to get unlocked. Hey, my name's Bogdan, author of 6 Day Publish, and I want to add some value here today because unlocking your creativity is one of the biggest parts to mapping out your book. You see, if you plan your book correctly, if you plan through that process, writing the book will be 10 times easier. I say that all the time when I'm writing my books to myself, when I want to skip the planning, and I say that all the time to my high-ticket coaching clients when I'm coaching them through the book writing process. Constantly reminding, if you prep it correctly, if you plan it correctly, book writing becomes easier. So what has that got to do with creativity and why unlocking your creativity and the 4 strategies you can use? So your creativity, so if you have that 200 pages that you want to map out and fill with content and context to be able to make your book incredible so that people rave about it and buy it, how do you do that? How do you unlock your creativity so you have ideas pouring out of you onto the page all the time? So 4 strategies, let's jump in. Strategy number 1, it's releasing judgment, meaning creativity is a counterintuitive process, meaning you essentially have to switch off a part in your brain that's usually protecting you. You see, if you're out with your friends, you don't want to be blurting out all the things that you're thinking about. You want to be able to say the right things and be able to kind of filter what you're saying through the filters in your brain that are stopping you from saying the wrong things and telling you to say the right things. When you're being creative, you need to switch off that filter. So you're essentially pouring everything out. You're pouring your good ideas, you're pouring your bad ideas, you're pouring your crap ideas out onto the page. When you have that, that's when you're unlocking your creativity and you're allowing yourself to truly be creative and come up with your best ideas. So you need to be able to switch off that filter. So releasing judgment. So normally this tool, this filter that's stopping you from saying stupid stuff and is filtering all your thoughts, is protecting you, but creativity is a counterintuitive process. So you have to switch that off. You have to be able to retrain yourself, tell yourself that, okay, everything, I'm writing it all down. I'm writing down everything that comes to my mind. And then you go through and you do that. So that's strategy number 1. We'll talk about it a little bit more in this video, but that's strategy number 1. That's the essence of it. Strategy number 2 is something I call creativity zones. Creativity zones. You see, most people, when they attempt to map their book and they attempt to pull all these ideas that they could put into their book, they're just sitting down and they're looking over their laptop and they're getting agitated because ideas aren't coming to them, when really they're in the wrong state for that. You see, there are things like walking and running that have actually scientifically proven to actually unleash more creativity within us. So I call it creativity zones. And it's about you identifying, okay, how are you most creative? In what environment are you most creative? So here are some of the examples and you can test them for yourself. Walking. So whether it's walking by yourself, walking your dog, walking to the shops, running. Running is a great way for you to unleash your creativity. Third things, showers. Most people, they are geniuses under the shower. So you can actually use that for your book. Showers. 4th thing, baths. Similar to showers, but also you're in there for a long time and your mind is going through all of these things, and often great people have great ideas in these areas. And there's other ones as well. So identifying creativity zones. In what area are you most creative? For example, when I was writing my most recent book, I would spend, if I had the whole day allocated to work on that book, I would go and have a bath like 4 times a day. Because I knew that when I'm in a bath for half an hour with music playing in the background, my mind just switches on. I don't know why, haven't done research on it, but I just know that it does. And I come up with my best ideas there, coming up with book ideas about here's how learning works, here's skill development, productivity, all these things, all these ideas coming to me. And then being able, and I'm actually have a voice recorder beside me and I'm just talking everything that's coming to me while I'm having a bath. I've done it with running. So identifying your creativity zones instead of attempting to be creative when you're in the wrong state of mind. When you're at your computer and you're agitated and you feel like you're hitting a creative block, get out of there and start to jump into your creativity zones. Test these out. So that's strategy number 2. So 1 is releasing judgment and switching off that judgment filter. So you're blurting out everything that's coming to mind. Number 2 was the creativity zones, identifying, and these are some for you to test out: walking, running, shower, and bath. Test those out to begin with. There's other ones as well. So creativity zones. Now jumping on to the third strategy that you can use is the strategy of questions. Meaning most people, when they don't understand why and how we think and how we create ideas. And I've done vast research on this of how we're doing this. And often it's the questions that link to the creativity. The questions link to the creativity, meaning thinking. And therefore creativity is the process of asking and answering questions. So if you ask better questions, you'll get better, not just better thoughts and better solutions, but better ideas. So how can you use that? How you can use this strategy to unleash your creativity? So write down a sheet, take out a piece of paper, and write down like 10 questions and keep them beside you anytime you're doing creative work. Questions like, okay, what else? Or how can I make this better? Or questions like, okay, how is this linked? Or questions like, this is good, but what would be a better way? Or questions like, okay, what else do people need to know about this topic? All of these questions, write down like 10 different questions that you can use. 10 different questions, have them on a sheet beside you and keep asking yourself these questions in a sequence, and those better questions will link to more creativity, better answers, because you're asking more questions, hence you're answering more questions, therefore you're tapping in to greater source of creativity. So that's the third strategy. And fourth strategy isn't really a strategy, but it's momentum. Meaning the reason most people don't unleash their creativity, aren't super creative, and feel stuck when they're attempting to do creative work is because they're not tapping into momentum. They're attempting to be creative in one moment or one instance when it's that momentum that really drives best ideas. So when you're attempting to plan your book, I encourage you and implore you to utilize momentum, meaning start coming up and writing everything that comes to mind. And the more you write down, the better ideas you'll come up with to write down on top of that. So those are some strategies for you to tap into. And best of all, use all 4 of them. Test these 4 strategies, and together they'll be able to unlock your creativity more than you ever thought possible, and you'll map up your book easily. And it's all about mapping out, okay, writing everything down. So you have a bullet point list of like 200 things, then structuring it becomes much easier into a book, structuring it into something that you can work off and actually write off. But that's how you unlock your creativity. So I hope you learned something from this. I hope you apply it. More than everything else, I love that you watch this video, but if you apply it and you email me in a few months or a few years and you go, okay, Bogdan, I'm writing my 50th book, or Bogdan, I'm writing my 12th book, I can't stop being creative. That's what makes me truly happy. So apply this. Apply these principles into your life. Tap into these 4 strategies. And comment below of your biggest takeaway right now from this video. What was your one biggest takeaway? Filter for lessons and write down. And also subscribe for more videos about how you can tap into your creativity, learn more, and at the same time write great books that you can allow you to share your message. So comment below and subscribe below, and I look forward to you watching more of my videos, getting more value from you, and I look forward to adding more value to your life. So apply this, and I look forward to seeing you and seeing how you apply this into your book publishing and your book writing efforts.